Hello and welcome to another Tales from a Professional Nerd. My name is Bryan Steele and I will be your nerd today and any other day that you watch one of my silly little shows. Hi everybody. So I apologize ahead of time for kind of a whirlwind episode today, but I am crazy busy. I know I say that pretty much every week, but this particular day, because I've got so much stuff going on. We got PAX Unplugged this weekend, which I am leaving tomorrow morning. I think my first game that I'm running is at like 2 o'clock, I think. And my plane lands at like 10. So, I mean, like, I'm literally hitting the ground, throwing my luggage in the room, grabbing my dice, and I'm gone. So it's kind of a whirlwind tomorrow, which means today I've got to get a bunch of stuff done and taken care of and packed and whatnot. And it is my son's 16th birthday today, which, happy birthday, Connor. I'm super proud of him. I could go on and on and on and on and on. So we'll just, we'll go into the weekend, Brian, personal-wise. The big thing is it's my son's birthday today. It's a sweet 16, which, he doesn't seem to really care all that much. He's kind of doing that whole teenager meh thing. And he already had his kind of like friend outing party thing a couple of weeks ago. So tonight we're going to take him to whatever restaurant in town he would like to have dinner at. And then we said pick a movie. And he'll pick a movie, and we're going to go do a dinner and movie as a family. I'm excited to get to hang out, and we haven't been to the movies in quite a bit. Not only is it is expensive, but just weather and time and work and all that kind of stuff. But we figured a birthday excursion is a good reason to get out of the house and break the norm. Other personal stuff out of the week. I had something. So I've kind of slowed down on going to the gym, partially because of the tennis elbow, but also partially because I'm swamped. I have taken on a lot of freelance stuff to try and pay for all of the holidays and all of that. And the checks that I have been written have started to require to be cashed. So it is difficult for me to blow a couple hours in the morning 3 times a week. When that time can be spent working. And I know that sounds zero fun and kind of counterproductive. The whole, the reason I'm going to the gym is to get healthy and get rid of stress. But the winter is always hard anyway. With Christmas and 2 different, my wife's birthday and Connor's birthday and Christmas and New Year's, and we put on a Friendsmas party, and there's a lot going on in December. So I took on a bunch of extra work, which it is what it is. It's the nature of the freelance, nature of the freelance aspect of my job. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try to at least get to the gym at least once a week. At least until I get some of these things ticked off, some of my boxes checked. Once I get a couple of things, kind of crossed off the list, and I'm back to just sort of my regular everyday scheduled stuff, I'll probably start going back again like I was before. So no worries, I'm not quitting. I'm just kind of easing back a little bit because I got stuff to do. Hobby, I have done nothing. Apart from putting together Tinkerturf terrain for slowly accumulating all of the terrain, slowly assembling all the terrain for the Warzone Adepticon or the Adepticon Warzone, the Eternal Champions tournament at Adepticon. Because I've got like 14 tables worth of terrain to assemble, so there's a lot, and you got to wait for glue drying time, and you only have so many C clamps to hold some of the stuff together, and it's a process, but it's moving steadily, and I've gotten a few people that have said, hey, if you need a hand closer to March, let's do it. So I do believe that there may be a time where I start slinging some of these out to some other people to help assembly, or have a terrain assembly party at the house. We'll see. But that's pretty much all my hobbying. I have not done anything over there for a while. I've just been too busy working on, regular studio stuff. Gaming wise, we were supposed to have a session of the Miniriath game, which is my buddy's game down in Indianapolis. But there were some complications, and we still got together and we got to socialize, and it was a great day to hang out and soak up the friend energy. But we didn't actually get any D&D in. It'll get rescheduled, and no worries. It was just an unexpected hangout day rather than D&D. It is what it is. And then let's see, any other gaming? I haven't even really played very many video games. I've been working. I mean, like when I say that I've been working, I've been spending a lot of time in the studio. Let's see, what else? I think that's it gaming wise. I think we'll just barrel into the work part of the week. So I got the red lines back from my last Shadowrun novel. So the editor has been through. She really liked the story, which is awesome. You always like to hear when outsiders read your work, and especially someone who knows the world and whatnot, that they look at it and go, that's a great story. It's very cool. But there is going to be a fair amount of additional, like maybe inserted sentences and some altered scenes and things. So I've got a lot of editing to do or a lot of my like developmental stuff on my side to do. The current Shadowrun novel is progressing wonderfully. I'm really enjoying where that's coming from, or how that's coming along. So I think Shadowrun's doing great. The Warzone, I'm super psyched. I got to see a picture of one of the new prototypes for something that's a little further down the road. That when I say this, it is, and I mean this, it is the best version of this creature, this unit that has existed in, and fight me on it. It's debate me in the comments if you'd like once it comes out. I don't think you will. It is the best version of this model that has ever existed. Putting a pin in it right there. It's amazing. It's so cool looking. There's probably pretty good chances that someone's going to take some pictures of it at PAX this weekend. So watch our forums, or watch our Facebook group, watch the Discord. You will not be disappointed. Other than that, yeah, it's just a lot of prep for fulfillment. The models are. I believe Alex said that the last models are working on arriving now, and now we're just waiting for the printed materials to show up, and then it's time to start picking, packing boxes and getting stuff squared away. Me personally, from my end of things, I'm waiting to hear back from the layout guy to do the final pass on all of the tournament kit stuff, which are still available for pre-order currently. You just got to email me and we'll set up a pre-order. as soon as the files show up, I have got a. If you look over here, right there, that stack of papers is all of the pre-orders that I have taken for the tournament kit. So as soon as the the files get okayed by the license guys, through the new layout and everything gets finalized, I will start throwing them on flash drives and start throwing them in padded envelopes to send them out to the various places they need to go. So I'm excited about people getting to have that in their grubby little fingers, their grubby little mitts. Yeah, so good stuff there. Let's see, what else? I know I'm working on a bunch of stuff. I'm going to be doing some more Wildkin for Dungeon in a Box, but not until after I get back from PAX. But that's going to be a lot of fun. It's so fun being able to make D&D monsters that are kind of fun and almost a little, not pun like tongue in cheek, but in the same way that in the same way that, like, Pokemon are, oh, claw drill. It's obviously a claw that has a drill, or maybe it's a man drill, like a baboon with drills for hands or something. Like there's that way of oh, this thing, it's the Psy ape. Well, then obviously it's going to be some kind of cool psychic monkey. I'm really loving the art that the Dungeon in a Box guys put together for it, and being inspired by the art to create cool monsters is easily one of the best parts of the job. Yeah, so I am so close. I was hoping to actually be done this last weekend, but having a new puppy, it is a distraction. I mean, this is one of the things that I was talking about when I had said that I wanted to wait until after the holidays to bring on the new service puppy in training, because it is a lot of work, and it takes away from my focus to be able to put out stuff as fast as I would like. I haven't missed any deadlines or anything, which is good. But it does things that should only take 2 hours are taking 3, if that makes any sense. Including the Wrath of the Sea Lich. I should already have been through my dev pass on that. I'm almost done with the dev pass, and I'm kicking myself that I haven't gotten it done yet. But there's only
so much time in the day.
And then because once the dev pass is done, I get to go ahead and design a bunch of cool, a couple of cool classes and a bunch of monsters. So again, I love making monsters. Huge fan of making the monsters. Speaking of, I actually did a bunch of work just yesterday making. They're not really monsters. They're more like corrupt player character species, ancestries, if that makes any sense, for the World of Drashar 0.1 games. I spent a bunch of time yesterday basically fleshing those out, no pun intended, on a couple of them, to talk about kind of what they are, who they are, and what their sort of touch of corruption does. What sort of powers they bring to the table. Things that, if players start to become corrupt and show some of these signs, or if the game ever gets to a point where they can be a playable option, or maybe if you're just building cool, unique bad guy monsters and stuff, we wanted to go ahead and make sure that they have sort of a touch of their own not mysticism, but kind of their own essence of corruption about them. And so I got to go through and write all that stuff out, and that made me happy. It was a very fun. It was a great evening of coming up with dark stuff, and I hope. I actually have a meeting later today with Nathan from Point One to discuss just how deep do I need to dive on these things. Do they in the initial book, they're not really player character options. So if that's the case, do they need to get the full player character treatment, or do we give them just a little bit of bloop, like just a little bit, and then save that for a future product that expands on them further, or what? But basically, we need to figure out some of the specifics. Because I'd love to, go further down that road. But I also know that there's, as with any project, there's only so many words to write. There's only so much to be put on the page before it becomes too much on something that's not supposed to be a spotlight. But either way, that's good. My work with Xeogenesis continues. Having a great time getting to test out the things. I did a bunch of scenario testing last month, and the design lead was very happy to get the report. So again, feels good to know that you're making good progress on things. So that's a plus. We announced, I don't know if it was last week or the week before. I don't remember. But we did announce the Evil Dead 2 RPG Kickstarter, which funded in less than 30 minutes, which was awesome. That I'm going to get to put some pen to paper on with my friends over at Lindvander Studios. Excited about that. That's going to be super fun. I love that film franchise. Yeah. Then we have in a similar vein. Again, no pun intended. I don't think the press release will have gone out by the time this video launches. But there is a new cinematic source book headed to the Everyday Heroes line over at Evil Genius that we have been working on and with a very, very cool veteran in the gaming industry. So more on that when I can, because I'm 90% sure that the press embargo is up while I'll be away at PAX. So I don't want to accidentally screw that up. Again, legal tap dance sometimes, especially with licensed products. So either watch this space or pay attention to over the Evil Genius various social medias, where we will talk about that when it happens. But yeah, that should be a lot of fun. I'm not working a whole lot with it directly because of the other creative that is kind of being brought in for this role. But I know I'm going to get a chance to play with it a little bit, and it is a license that I really, really, really love. So that should be an entertaining project. And then other stuff at Evil Genius. We just released my Lumps of Coal adventure, the holiday adventure for Everyday Heroes. You can find it on Drive-Thru. That I had so much fun with that, with that, writing that adventure. How it's not every day that you get to roleplay saving Santa Claus as a magic gingerbread man, a legitimate one of Santa's reindeers, a snowman. Like, You should absolutely check it out. You know what? In fact, I'm going to put the drive-through link on. You can get it if you're one of the Evil Genius Patreon members. You'll get it anyway. But if you do want to go ahead and just buy it piecemeal, I will put the drive-through RPG site link in the description of this video. Totally worth checking out for multiple reasons. I know I'm biased. I'm very excited, and I believe we're actually running it a couple times at PAX Unplugged this weekend, so that should be a ton of Christmas hijinks. Intergalactic Heroes is at a wonderful point where we have like one last little section that needs to be, kind of polished up and explained a little better for the readers. And then it's going to be heading off to editing, so we can start going through that the long post-production process. And speaking of post-production, all the stuff that we did for Kickstarter for Kong Skull Island and Pacific Rim, the Legendary Bundle stuff, is reaching critical mass. I mean, like we are almost every art piece is in. The layout is being worked on as we speak. We're so close to being able to send these to the printers, and when that happens, it's going to free up a ton of like production bandwidth to start working on other projects. So once we get over that hump, expect a lot of really cool stuff coming out of Evil Genius early next year. This year has been a lot of fixing things and gearing stuff up, and we put a lot of irons in the fire all at once. I think we may have learned a little bit from that endeavor, because we, at the end of the day, we are still a pretty small staff, and I think that I'm not going to say we bit off more than we could chew. I'm going to say that we pushed at maximum capacity. And as soon as you have some kind of error, some kind of hiccup, everything else comes grinding to a halt, and that's really kind of what hit us real hard this year. Is when we got, we were running hard and fast, but as soon as there was a hurdle in the way, we would trip and fall, and that's kind of what hit us. We got hit by a couple of unexpected hurdles this year, and it caused some ripples in the water, so to speak. But either way, we are putting out a bunch of really cool stuff, a bunch of cool stuff on the horizon, a bunch of stuff getting ready to be finished and put out. And I think that's probably, we've been putting out adventures and we've been putting out digital product and stuff, but there is something to be said for getting to put out and see those physical books going to stores, and going to backers, are the people who backed us on the legendary the legendary bundle. And I'll be happy to hear back from those people when they get the finished product in their hands. Because there's always a sense of, there's that little dopamine rush when you get to cross a line item off of your queue, especially one that has been sitting there for a long time. And then once those get taken care of, we can start looking forward toward putting out, Intergalactic Heroes next year. At least the Player's Guide, hopefully the Game Master's Guide too. The Armory is well underway. There's a bunch of really just awesome stuff, and I almost just said the thing that I was pretty sure not to do because of the press embargo. So I'm going to move on to another topic because otherwise I'm going to end up catching myself. And then before we get into the topic of today, which I will get into that in a second, I do want to say, since this is the first episode in December, I get to announce the winner of the comment raffle winner for November. And that would be the randometer spat out episode 256 at Palmer JWM. Congratulations. You win a collection of stuff from my sponsors and from around the studio. But all you have to do is when this video goes live, I will put a text on your, or I'll put a reply on your comment on episode 256. And you will get a chance to email me your shipping address. And then when I get back from PAX Unplugged, depending on how fast you get back to me, I will ship out your prize pack. Woohoo! Yeah, all right. So let's go ahead and talk about what I wanted to give some airspace today before we move on. I know, like I said, this is gonna be a short episode. I was hoping to possibly have some press release materials to show you, but because it is a Kickstarter in progress, I would never dare ask for them to send me, of the handful of prototypes, for them to send them to me. So instead, we're just going to talk about it. My good pals, I realize now I need to pull up their Kickstarter so I can remember. I know the person's name, but I want to remember the. I want to name the name of the company. That is therein lies the rub. I need to make sure that I've got the company. It is called. Where are you at? Please hold. I need to find a thing. Where's my search button? It's not helping me. I need my search button. Man, my internet is going really slow, which means my camera might be. So if the thing just got all, it's because of this. Okay. There we go. It is it is from the company in question. It's called Delvingwood. I will put the link to the Kickstarter in the description of the video. They are called Delvingwood Map Stamps. So my buddy put this, and they've already reached their goal. So they are definitely going to fund. They're definitely going to be able to ship stuff out. So please give them some love and attention. The Delvingwood Map Stamps. The map stamps, they are literally like physical rubber stamps, like wood-backed rubber-cut stamps for you to put in an ink pad and then stamp on a piece of paper to create like a dungeon map. Or there will be one stamp that is a section of corridors. So you can go bop, 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 and make multiple corridors. There'll be T sections. There'll be different terrain pieces that you can add to your map. It is a great way for a game master to, I don't want to say create a fast map, but to create a very aesthetically pleasing map without having to worry about being hand drawn, without having to find some website to pull one up and then have to print one off. Basically, all you need are these stamps, some paper, and the ink to be able to do the stamping. But it's different sets of different terrain that allow you to rapidly create a role-playing game map. I guess you could use it for other things too, if you wanted to. But the idea, obviously, is that it's a role-playing game assist to be able to rapidly create maps for role-playing games at the table, or for the table, I should say. It is remarkably cheap. Like, it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to get a set of these. And I think you also could probably use them as players if you were really, kind of wanted to I don't know if anybody out there has ever played, like, back in the day, we used to do graph paper maps. Like, as you walk into a new room of the dungeon, the game master would be like, "Okay, this 50 by 50 room has doors on either side." You know, you would kind of draw out the map as it happened. Something like this, you might be able to use these stamps to create the larger elements, like the walls and the paths and things, and then you, rather than having to do each individual graphic square, and then you could go in with your own pen or pencil or whatever, and you'll fill in the details, add the tables, add the the different terrain bits that are inside the thing. You could use the stamps to create a backdrop, and then use your pen or pencil, or hell, even words. You know, if you didn't want to draw them, you're just going to write in this room. Figure out how best to put that together. I just think it's a great tool. It's an interesting tool. It's something that I haven't seen, and in this industry, there is something to be said for uniqueness. And whether maybe it does exist, maybe it's out there, but I don't remember seeing any like rapid map creation stamps, physical stamps. So when my buddy reached out and was like, "Hey, have you seen these?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have seen these. Now that you pointed them out." Yeah, I want to tell other people about this. It's not a paid promotion. It's not they're not sponsoring the show or anything like that. I just think it's a really cool product, and an interesting idea, and some cool indie creators making them. So I think that even if just a handful of you viewers go out there and throw them some love. Like I said, the project's already getting off the ground, so you are literally not losing anything. You're just getting product. You should go take a look. The Delvingwood Map Stamps Kickstarter. When this comes out, the Kickstarter will continue, I believe, for another week or so, for you to be able to give them some attention, and boost them on the algorithm a little bit. And then, just like with every Kickstarter, there'll be late backers and whatnot. But this is the opportunity to get in on the ground floor, maybe help open up some stretch goals, and just really kind of see where this project could lead them. It's I don't think that they're trying to make something that's going to be like the next Gale Force 9 or anything like that. I just think they wanted to make sure there is something to be said for them using Kickstarter to just get a really cool idea out for the world to use and see. And that means a lot to me. I love seeing indie creators have these concepts and use the crowdfunding platforms to bring those concepts to realization. So I would love all of you folks out there to click on the link, give them some love, even if it's just you throw them $1 to boost the algorithm. If I didn't even look at their backing, the backing slots, whether or not you can do a back without or whatever. But I know they're not that expensive. Just give them some love, show them some love, and really go through the examples that they show, and it's a fun product. It really is. I wouldn't be like, hey, go check out this thing that's done. I'm not. This is a cool idea. And again, at the heart of things, it's an indie creative that I would like to see succeed, because it adds a little more positivity to someone else in this world, and that is really the thing that we've got to deal with right now, because we need it. Speaking of getting back out to the world, I need to get moving. I know this is a short episode today. But I did want to give the map stamps. I wanted to give you guys. I wanted to give them a bit of a shout out and show you, the viewers, give you guys a link to be able to click on and go check this out. So please, please, please go take a look at the Delvingwood Map Stamps, because I would really like to see another creative endeavor it's gonna be a pun warning in 3, 2, 1. It's gonna make its mark. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Well, leaving with that pun, please be safe. It's starting to get cold and nasty out there in parts of the world, like my part of the world. So stay safe, drive safe, wash your hands, get your shots, wear a mask, don't lick doorknobs, especially in the cold because you might freeze. And just try and leave every room that you enter a little happier than when you got there. I think everybody will be happier for it. So until next week, where I will be telling you how PAX Unplugged went, just stay safe, have fun, and play some games.